going live here. Good morning, everybody. I'm Lance McHan, your local real estate professional, and I'm here with Don Brown. He's a local general contractor from Woodbridge. And so today we're going to be talking about drywall, electrical, general contracting, and then touch on a little bit of what they do in the community to help serve our community. Thank you for stopping by, Don.
You bet. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Hopefully people will start tuning in here pretty quick. So let's dive in. JG Construction, you are a general or
Correct.
just...
I'm a general with a specialty license in electrical and drywall. We pretty much do everything residential and commercial. About the only thing I really can't do is set an AC.
don't blame me.
Capturing Freon, you have to have that special license for the environment.
Oh, you just can't let it out in the atmosphere?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You just can't just poke a hole and let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah. The 70s are long gone.
Oh, man. So you can't pour antifreeze in the gutter anymore either.
That's right. That's
right. The good old EPA, man.
Yes. It's good we got it.
Yes. So how long have you been in business?
Well, I've been in business 20 plus years. I've been in the construction industry for about 32 years. And I first started out as an electrician. And originally I was Wells Brown Construction.
Okay.
Being electrical, I didn't want to be Brown. My last name's Brown.
Okay.
Brown Electrical, because brownouts, blackouts, it's just, that's not...
A little negative
doesn't sound too good, yeah. So, but my wife's maiden name was Wells.
Okay.
And she was helping me with paperwork and, bids and whatnot. And so I thought it'd be really nice to include her in on the name. So I originally started as Wells Brown Construction, and we were Wells Brown Construction for a very, very long time. We ended up becoming JG. That's my initials of my oldest son.
Okay.
We decided to incorporate, and so all my boys, I have 3 boys.
What better way?
And my wife, we're all partners now in JG Construction.
Oh, nice. So it's a family business.
So it's a family business, most
Beautiful.
definitely. Yeah.
That's important.
So,
shit.
Yeah.
So how long have the boys been working with you?
Well, let's see. James started when he was around 13 or 14 years old. Yeah, he was being a young man, getting in trouble, and so we pretty much I just took him with me every single opportunity I had, and he learned the trade very young. Richard started a little bit later in life. He was an older teenager, mm-hmm. and then my youngest son Brandon, he's 26 now, so he probably started much later, like 18, 19 years old. Okay. Yeah. But they're all electricians.
But they started because I have a 13-year-old girl and a 17-year-old boy, and I took them with me to go to work on my little apartment building. I have pictures of my daughter stapling not laminate. It's the subflooring over the old floor.
Okay. So you're doing your underlayment.
Yeah, right. Underlayment.
Okay.
So I put little X's on the floor, and then she go by with the staple and hit up every X.
Nice. That's a good way to start kids. Yeah, you just got to introduce them into into the work, so they learn some work ethic. Regardless if you want them to learn construction or not, it's a good idea to get them out there.
My son hated me. He was probably 13 on the roof up there. It was like summer. I'm like, hey, I got to be up here. You got to be up here. I don't want to be up here as much as you do, but we got to get it done. And
that's what he was with James, my oldest. He was my little rat runner. That's what we called it. He would go in the attics, he would go in the crawl spaces, and he would do all my home runs for electrical.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, he got his fill of that.
Oh yeah. My son, he was mad, but after he got $80 cash at the end of the day, he was pretty happy.
He was like, oh, okay.
I didn't tell him I was paying him, but I wanted him to be surprised and hey, you get paid for hard work. So
yeah,
that was a good time.
That's great. That's great.
So what you specialize in electrical and drywall?
Yes, electrical I'd say is the bulk of our work, but I do a lot of drywall.
That's a hard ass job.
Oh, I love it. Drywall's easy for me. I've been doing it so long. It's art. It is an art.
It is an art. I've seen guys with the bazooka tubes and all that. Like they could just knock out a room.
Drywall takes patience. You have to not try and shortcut it. If you shortcut drywall, not do enough, floats, layers, it'll show. It'll show. You have to spread the job out far enough that the eye can't see the transition. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. So
I saw. I was in a custom home, and the general contractor, he had a 12-foot level, and he was hitting, and he was marking spots. I'm like, what is he doing?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Shimming it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't want to see a wave when they're
in new construction. Yes, you do. When you get the studs up, you use a felt and you level out boards. If you just don't take out boards completely that are really bad, But yeah, you level things out and then you do your drywall. But I guarantee you, there's no straight wall in your house. No. If you were to throw a level up on a wall or on a ceiling, you would see there's variations. Yes. But the eye can't see them if they're subtle enough.
Yeah.
But when it's a sudden change, then your eye can see it.
So he was marking the boards where he wanted the guys to shim the boards out with, it was like a paper or something.
Yes. Yeah. It's usually a black tarp or it's brown, kind of a cardboard looking thing.
Yeah,
that's
what
press
it was.
Board. Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's all pre-drywall work there. That's part of the framing.
Okay, that's their job.
That's part of the framing. Yes,
okay.
Sir. Yeah.
So you don't touch that part.
We do when somebody else fails to do it. We'll come in if a building's all framed out and we see that there's things definitely not right. Then yes, we're going to do it because we want our work.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to have to put a ton of mud on there.
Right. Exactly. And you don't
to blow that wall out.
You don't want that. Yeah. So yeah.
So what kind of crazy things have you seen in your years of electrical?
Well, it's funny. I was just talking to your assistant about that. I've seen many crazy things where we go in, do work, especially on an older home, and
good morning, Nabil.
People will, have had somebody else there doing repair work, either the owner or some handyman. And it's really important you use a licensed contractor because there's lots of dangerous things. You'll find open splices, and open splices where the wires are not in the junction box, and they're just wire netted together. And sometimes they're not even wire netted. Sometimes somebody just takes a pair of pliers and just twists wires together and throws a little bit of tape on it.
Duct tape, it's fine.
And sometimes there's not even tape. The wires are spread out, so they're not touching each other, and then they're literally inside a wall, and they've been drywalled over. And when we're doing demo work, we find these things in a wall. Gosh. Okay. So, and then of course we find junction box that are buried in the wall. And no junction box should ever be buried. There should always be access. Okay, a cover on it and have access. But people cosmetically don't want to see these things in their wall, and so they bury them. So,
so you're saying when you're going through the wall with the Sawzall.
yes, and you find things that shouldn't be there. But we were just talking about just a little bit ago about how somebody literally had a receptacle inside a sink.
That's for the garbage disposal.
I literally,
everybody knows that.
Yeah, I posted a picture on Facebook. I'm saying, well, I thought I had seen everything, and then I wrote, now I have.
Yeah, that was a wild picture. I mean,
you saw it? Okay.
And it was a beautiful kitchen.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful kitchen. So I would love to track those people down and find out, like, what
somebody commented, waterproof plug, right? And I think I replied back, yeah, GFI protected too.
Until you fill it up and do dishes. Oh my God. I think back, like, my mom would always bathe the kids in the sink. It's okay.
We were little. Yep. Things were like that were done.
Yes, duct tape is bad. Do not use duct tape for electrical outlets.
Yeah.
Or electrical
I've seen that. Where people will literally wrap duct tape around the outlet and then they'll put duct tape opposite so the sticky's out, and they'll shove it into a tiny little metal handyman box because the holes are stripped out, so they can't put screws in it. So they're literally trying to hold the outlet in the box with duct tape.
Wow.
Kind of like doing the double stick tape by reverse, doing a loop with the sticky outside.
Yeah. I've on my GFCI.
You see all kinds of weird things
because they're so big, and the boxes on my building they're narrow. So I would run a thing of duct tape around, so when I slid it in, it wouldn't touch the metal box.
Yes, and that's actually common. We use electrical tape for that, and we'll go around an outlet when it's going in a really tight metal box. Yeah. Of course, nowadays we only use metal boxes for commercial work, where pipe or armored wire MC is going into the box. Now we use plastic boxes in houses for that very reason. We don't want there to be an opportunity for a short. So
and a fire.
Yeah. So metal boxes are a thing of the past when it comes to residents.
What kind of crazy things have you seen in the drywall industry?
Oh gosh. Well, when I first got into drywall, I was actually still an electrical contractor, and I didn't have my drywall license yet. And but I had a very good friend who was a a drywaller in the past, and he was an employee that I was teaching electrical, and we were doing an apartment complex, and we'd finish our rough wire, and the drywallers would come in, and they didn't bring their ladders. And so they would literally stand on my wire. My wire would be running through the stud bay. They would stand on my wire so they could get high enough to get that first sheet of drywall horizontally, right, up against the ceiling. Yeah, and so they were standing on all my wires, ripping all my wires, because you got staples, and so the staple would tear the sleeve on the Romex, and pull wire out of the box. So then they covered my work that they had just stepped on.
Oh my God.
So long story short, there was all kinds of extras having to go back and dig out. They covered all kinds of plugs.
And then they were probably blaming you for bad electrical.
Yeah, well, the general knew what was going on. He figured it out. And so we were going back doing all these repairs. And finally, he comes to me and he goes, I'm tired of all these extras. And I know it's not your fault, but I understand you've got a drywall guy that works for you. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, well, I want you to do all the drywall repairs now. Just do them and just bill me. Okay? And so we did. And towards the end of this job, he comes to me and he goes, well, I'm going to have another apartment complex, and it's going to be almost 100 units.
You need to hire more guys.
he goes, I want you to be my drywall contractor. I'm like, oh, I don't have a drywall license. I can't do that. And he goes, well, you got time. Go get your drywall license. I'll be your first client. So, okay, so I did. I got my That's how it happened. That's how I ended up getting into drywall.
It's always something like that.
Yeah, that was good 15 years ago.
You always just like step into something, an opportunity. You just have to be prepared to walk through the door.
That's just it. You just being helpful. You're trying to do right by your client, and next thing you know, a door opens.
The wife wants me to ask you about the gas line where there was 6 inches of water.
Oh, okay. Now this happened recently. Client asked me to come over and do an estimate for a gas line. They had a crawl space under the house. So I open up the crawl space hatch in the closet, and there's like 6 inches of water under the house. And this is like a big 3,000 square foot single story house.
Oh my gosh.
And water's everywhere. And so I thinking, okay, we've got a water leak somewhere, or we've got a waste line leak. But it doesn't smell like waste. It didn't smell like waste. Like if I had a sewer line open, you would smell it into the house. That. Yeah. So it didn't smell like that. So I was like really thankful because I knew I was going to have to get down in there.
Eventually.
Yeah. So, but they have an atrium in the middle of their house. It's open to the sky.
Oh.
And the roof line comes down, and there was gutters around it, channeling all the water into the atrium. But it's in the middle of the house. And then I happen to notice in the atrium there's a leaking water spigot also. It's dripping, drip, 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 drip. I'm thinking, oh wow, here we got 500,000 gallons a day dropping into this little atrium. Man. So I changed clothes and I put on a big, coverall suit, and I crawl into the basement, and I find yes, there is a foundation all the way around this atrium, and there's a 3-inch hole cut. And the water's pouring out of that into the house. And there's no way for the water to get out. So that's a perfect example of needing to keep up on maintenance on your home. A little tiny drip like that.
Over years.
Well, apparently it was leaking for about 3 months. They had just bought the place, and they'd been there for like 5 months. And they said, yeah, it started leaking 3 months ago.
You have a question?
And
So that brings me to talk about the relevance of home warranties and why people should have them.
Oh, yes.
I used to do real estate.
Yes,
Very important.
Absolutely. They definitely have incurred some damage, and we had to put sump pumps in and run lines out to, drain things. We had to pull the deck up in the atrium and put a sump pump in there, run electrical, get an outlet, for that, an automatic pump. So, because, yes, we took care of the spigot right away, but because we still have all this water coming down with the gutter system there, it was going to be an ongoing problem. And there was no drain. There was no drain, nothing built in this atrium area in the middle of the house.
How'd you solve that?
So we did a sump pump and then ran a line out, to the outside of the house through the crawl space.
So you plugged that 3-inch hole. I would take it.
Well, we used that 3-inch hole. It's still a weep hole there.
Okay.
We put an 1.5-inch hose line out through that 3-inch, so it can still weep if it needs to. But we ran that line through the crawl space to an outside vent, and now the water pumps to outside of the house. Nice. And we made sure that there's grade. The dirt is sloping away from the house so water doesn't intrude back in on the house.
Speaking of home warranties, and now I insist that all my clients get a home warranty.
Yes.
It's worth the $500.
Totally.
It'll pay for itself. I guarantee you, in 1 year, something's going to go wrong with the house, and it'll pay for itself. So
I agree.
A must.
Yeah. One little roof leak.
We have a
there you go.
question. They want to know if you do insurance work.
I do. Yes, I do insurance work. Sometimes insurance can be a little bit pain because you do a bid and you look at the work, the scope of work, and you do a bid, and then sometimes insurance is a little bit difficult because they want you to break everything down to how many studs you're going to use to how many nails you want.
Oh, wow!
And it's just so time intensive. And the problem is you get a wall open and you find more. So how do you move forward? But I do insurance work. I do small work for for management companies.
Okay.
Real estate management companies. 2 realtors, they need to close escrow and there's a bad outlet that's tripping or something. We do small stuff like that to big remodel jobs.
So no job is too small for
kitchens, bathrooms, bedrooms.
That's good because a lot of contractors won't
and commercial work.
They won't go out there for that outlet or
that's true. A lot of people won't. They don't think it's worth their time, but. Really, it's about building relationships.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Because that one job you do that, then who are they going to call for the bigger jobs?
You've got the new homeowner and also you've got the realtor. So you're developing a relationship with both. And, and there's the small jobs is the, milk and bread. It keeps the payroll going while your bigger jobs, you got a lot of material out, money, material, and also labor. And, you're 30, 60, 90 days out on some of these jobs before you're going to get paid. Yeah. So it's important to have the small jobs. It does keep things flowing.
Yes, I agree. Buddy mine, he's a tile contractor, and his jobs are billed 45 days out, so he has to front all the tile, the grout, the payroll.
It's tough, and of course in California, it's tough to be a business person in California with all the regulation and taxes and everything. So, and then when you've got that extra burden on top, where you're putting out all that money,
some people don't, or they're even slow to pay. So
that's true. The funny thing is, we get paid very timely from homeowners. Yes. It's other businesses. When we work for other generals. That's where it takes a long time. And of course, if you're doing any government work, city, county, state, you're going to be waiting a really long time to get paid. It's just the nature of the beast. You need to know that when you bid it out and decide if it's a job you want to do.
Shay she's got her parents have some water damage on their house. They need to. I'll connect you two.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd love to come out. I'll do a free estimate for her.
Okay.
Take a look at all the damage and talk about different ways to take care of it. Depending on what she has.
So let's dive into.
I'm about problem solving. I'll usually give people many options.
And I appreciate that about you.
Yeah.
Yes. That's how we got met, right?
Yeah, well,
we kind of met. We got thrown in the fire.
That's right.
And things are coming
around. Humane Society.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Things are coming around.
Yeah.
Actually, Shay was out there painting for us, and she kind of redid the whole adoption center. And
that's awesome.
You guys are gonna have to come out.
I would love to. It's been a while since I've been back out there. Yeah. I think that's a wonderful thing that you're doing on the board out there with LT.
We got some
Society.
good things.
I'm a big animal person. You know that about me. And I have 4 big dogs.
Yes,
they're all rescues. And I don't care what your politics are. If I meet you and I know that you have animals and you've got rescues, right away a part of my heart already likes you, because you're taking on little 4-year-olds for the whole life. Because that's what they are. Dogs are like little 4-year-olds. And there's a special person that wants that in their life and nurtures that, and of course the animals give you love back.
Things are. I mean, there's still. We still have our other issues with the construction issues, but the overall structure of the business is night and day. So I can't wait to have you guys out there. Yeah. So speaking of community service, what do you and your wife Terry do? We do a lot.
We do a lot. We could do more though.
I don't know how.
Well, I'm working on it.
You'd have to have a pill where you don't sleep.
Yeah.
So you do potholes in the alleys. You do paint graffiti. Yes. I'll let you talk.
Okay.
I'll let you dive into that.
I'll just dive in what I can think of here. It's funny when you're with friends and you're talking. Everybody likes to talk about themselves, but it's kind of weird, being on radio and camera and talking about myself. But
it's just like you and I having coffee.
Yeah, just right. I know, but there's no coffee. There's something wrong with that.
I know. Summertime, we're gonna have to have like margaritas or something.
There you go. Okay. Well, I got a little cheat sheet here I brought because I'm going to forget. It's just some little bullet points. I do potholes. There's alleys that the county doesn't maintain. And in Woodbridge, we've got quite a few alleys, and they're just in really terrible shape. Mm-hmm. So I had some neighbors who had some fairly nice cars, and their cars were just getting beat up. I rarely use the alleys, okay? But I can see them from my house. And so I just took it upon myself to buy a bunch of asphalt, cold pack. But I get out there, I clean it, I sweep it all clean, and then I get a torch out. I have a really big, exactly, yeah. And I torch it all up, get everything all nice and hot, so it burns off any organic material that's there, but it also gets the old road base tacky. And then I put on the new material and stamp it down. And
you're too kind.
That's
That's pretty awesome.
It usually costs a couple $100 a hole to do in material, and but it's if you see something that's not right and you want somebody to do something about it, well, who better than yourself?
Right. I agree with you.
If it's a county responsibility, but they won't take ownership of those streets, those alleys. They won't
take ownership of our streets.
So. There's houses and house entrances off of the alley, so it is a street.
Oh.
It's not privately owned. But nonetheless, they won't do anything about it. So I just felt it was something that needed to be done. So last year, I just started doing all the holes I could find. There's still plenty more to do.
You got people calling you like, "Hey, can you do this?"
Not yet.
You will.
They see me, and they're always coming out and thanking me. when I fix a pothole in front of their house. I just have a trailer at my warehouse, and I have asphalt in it.
Okay.
Bags of asphalt. And when weather's good and I have time and I think of it, I just go grab my trailer and show up and just knock one or two holes out at a time. Nice. And go on. So I do it at my leisure.
Yeah.
But it gets done.
I love it.
A little bit at a time, and you just keep on moving forward, and next thing you know, maybe I'll have all Woodbridge done.
You also do graffiti. I can't imagine there's graffiti in Woodbridge.
Well, we do have gangs that are in Lodi and Stockton.
The wine gang? The wine and cheese gang?
Well, there's a couple. I'm not going to name them because I don't want to give them cred, street cred. But,
that's right.
But we do have a couple gangs, and they will tag. And it's kind of a little war thing, here we are, and then somebody else will come in and cross out their tag and write their tag. But then recently we had an individual who passed away. I don't know the history behind the person, but somebody was close with him and was writing his name, rest in peace, and his name on the walls. And they did it in probably a good, 8 or 10 locations.
Wow.
But these weren't small tags. They would take up the whole wall behind me. That's how big these tags were. They were 8-10 feet, long and
big fat letters.
3 foot tall. Yeah, giant, person's name. So on everything from stucco to siding, garage doors,
wherever they could find
brick. Yeah, in really highly visible places. So I went around and first took goof off.
Yeah.
Tried to remove what paint I could, and then went back and painted over ones that I could actually do a color match, like stucco. Okay. And then we had other incidences where juveniles were just coming through and putting offensive things on the walls, and so
There's a lady going through Stockton. It's $100,000 in.
Oh, I read about
damage.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$100,000.
That is a lot of tagging.
She's been doing it over a couple years.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yes.
Crazy.
So we're lucky. We have a really beautiful, nice community of Woodbridge. All the people are just so nice. I feel blessed to live in Woodbridge. We have a great fire department that is very active in Woodbridge. So we do a lot of community things at the Roundabout Park on McCollum there.
Yeah,
you know?
you guys weren't you doing donuts or something for the firefighters or something?
Well, we had coffee with a cop just recently.
Oh, that's what.
So that's where the donut idea I think comes from. Even though I don't know there was actually any donuts.
I missed. I had some.
That was a great event. We do that every year.
And then you do the Easter night out or night out.
We do Easter down at the park. This is something Terry and I put on, but I can't take all credit. We've had lots of community members come and help now. It's not just us anymore. But usually we spring for all the decorations and the Easter eggs, and people will help get stuff to fill, and we'll have a little group party, and we'll get together and we'll fill all the eggs. So community, it's all community.
Yeah, I love
so
it.
We do Easter, we do Halloween, we do Christmas.
That's I ran into you guys
the National Night Out, which is the Mac board thing we put on.
You and your wife are dressed up as Santa Claus, and
that's right.
And Mrs. Santa at
Terry makes she makes a beautiful Mrs. Claus. She makes her own gown, and I'm Santa. We've done it. Well, I think she's done Mrs. Claus now 3 years, and I've been Santa 4 or 5 years now.
That was amazing. The turnout was just so spectacular, and the kids, the looks on their faces when they walk away.
Kids make it worth it. I'm telling you, it's a lot of work, but you always get, all the kids and their interaction with Santa is magical. But you always have one or two
super shy,
special child that just
touch you.
Well, I'm just gonna say it brings you to tears. Some of the things they say.
Oh wow.
Just the innocence and it's just a beautiful thing. Yeah, I guess you have to be there.
Terry was like,
but that's why we do it.
This little girl, she was like, "Do you want to see Santa?" And she's all shy. She's like, it was just, it just melted you.
Yeah,
it's
pretty neat stuff. So that all started with Lodi Young Professionals. I like to mention them. They're an organization out of Lodi that helps out needy children and distressed families financially or physically, a health problem, or economically stressed. They needed some help. They do Santa at the WOW Museum, downtown Lodi. That's the museum center, the science center.
Oh yeah.
And they also do the Woolworth building downtown Lodi off of School Street there. It's where J.C. Penney's used to be. Woolworth building.
Oh yeah.
And
how long ago was that?
So they asked me to play Santa, and I had done it somewhere else, and somebody that was a young professional, I think it was my daughter-in-law, asked me if I would do it for them. And so I started doing it for them. So every year I do the Woolworth building and I do the WOW Museum. And then they collect, through fundraising, they get presents, and they'll go out and visit families in the evenings. And so Santa will come along with the young professionals.
So it's just not one day.
Oh, no. It's a continual thing. Yeah,
wow.
We may go out several nights, and usually there's 4 or 5 families that we'll provide Christmas for. They'll have a gift card for the mom and dad, so if they feel they need to buy more presents, or if they want to use it to buy a holiday dinner. Wow. They can. And then we will provide some non-perishable food, and so the gift cards for the perishables, and then presents for everybody in the family. So
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
you guys are amazing.
It's really cool. So it's nice.
Wow.
So but that's the young professionals we do that through, and then I also do it for the fire department in Woodbridge. Their Christmas party. They do the drive around on the fire engine around Woodbridge, and Santa visits all the neighborhoods. But when they have the Christmas party, we felt, well, all the firemen should be able to partake in their party with their kids, right?
Right.
So I am there as Santa for that, so they can participate in their own party.
Yeah. You make a great Santa, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I think you and I have a picture.
We spent some money on that costume. It's not a cheap costume.
No, it's not.
Yeah. It's a really nice one.
I remember when I showed up there, I saw your wife. I'm like, "Hey, where's Dawn?" She's like, "Right over there." I'm like, looking. She's like, "He's Santa." I'm like, "Oh,
I remember seeing you there."
It was a blonde moment. Sorry. I had a blonde moment.
That was good. That was
no
good
offense
stuff.
to blondes. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So what else do you do as far as community?
Well, I'm on the MAC board, which is the Municipal Advisory Council for Woodbridge.
Okay.
And it's a group of people who look at Woodbridge and get feedback from community, and we just address issues that we have in Woodbridge. And we report to Chuck Wynn, which is the county number 4 supervisor.
I met him yesterday. As a matter of fact.
I like Chuck Wynn a lot.
He's a pretty good guy.
I have dealt with 3 or 4 different county supervisors over the years because I've been on the MAC board for a very long time, and I've been watching the MAC board for an even longer period of time. Before I joined, and all the supervisors have been involved in Woodbridge and have been good for Woodbridge. But in my opinion, Chuck Wynn has really gone above and beyond what any other supervisor has done for us. It's clear he really cares about the smaller communities. It's not just about the one big community where all the
also
voter
cares
bases,
about veterans.
He's taking care of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is the MAC board? People probably.
Well, again, it's the Municipal Advisory Council.
Okay,
we're not an incorporated city.
Okay.
So we don't have a mayor. We don't have a city council. We have a MAC board. We are the unofficial
board of
board of Woodbridge.
Okay.
We don't have any authority to make law or make rules. We have to make suggestions, and we pass it on to Chuck Wynn.
Okay.
And Chuck Wynn considers the input from us and from other community members and sees if it's appropriate and then enacts things. Example, we were having a speeding problem, and we needed some help on a street that was right.
Why don't you just
cold
cold pack a couple speed bumps in there?
That's right. We petitioned for speed bumps, and we got them on a very important street that leads to the school. We had a lot of people driving 45 to 60 miles an hour down a thoroughfare that has no sidewalks that children were walking on to get to the school.
I would have loved to have been out there with a camera on the first day of those speed bumps.
Well, it's funny. We all got together, including Public Works and with Chuck, and we were all out there on the street looking and discussing the problem. And right then and there, somebody drove through going, good, 60 miles an hour, and Chuck got to see it with his own eyes. It's like, wow, this is a problem.
Yes.
And we're like, yes, this is what we've been talking about. So we got our speed bumps. We also got a white line painted along the road so you could see where the shoulder officially is, because there wasn't even a white line.
Wow.
It was just blacktop to grass. So there was no defined area of where you're supposed to be driving and where people could walk. And we've got an elementary school just down the street. So it was a real problem.
I could see.
So that's things like that the MAC board deals with. We've gotten lots of grants. We've got sidewalks now in Woodbridge. When I first moved to Woodbridge, we didn't have sidewalks in Woodbridge. And the road just had a little ditch.
Sounds like
and
east side of Stockton.
Corrugated, piece of metal for a drain between, under your driveway. So Woodbridge has really built up quite a bit. And so we deal with crime issues. The sheriff comes out, Highway Patrol comes out, and the fire department, and they give us reports about what's going on in Woodbridge, and then we give our feedback about what we see. And we're the eyes for we being the public and the MAC board.
Do you guys have a neighborhood watch?
Oh, yes. Yes. In fact, I'm one of the neighborhood watch captains for my little area around. Yeah. The sanitation district is my area.
Hey, you take your dogs out. Nobody's going to want to mess with you in that neighborhood.
I walk the streets at night quite a bit. Yeah, I do. So do a lot of suspicious person reports. As you see somebody that is not lives in the neighborhood, and they look a little bit sketchy, I just make a call. And I report a suspicious person, and I let the police, the sheriff, follow up, question the person, and if they're not doing anything wrong, great. But at least we know who they are now in the neighborhood.
Well, it just
makes things safer. It puts them on notice.
Yeah.
There's
people watching,
aware of them. Yeah, and so it puts people on good behavior.
I love it.
Yeah.
So people have questions about contracting or repairs. How do they get a hold of you?
Well, my phone number is 209-327-1133.
Do you have a website?
And I do. It's JG Construction. Also, my office number is 209-747-0481. And
So do you have
just call my office, and if you have an estimate you need done, Terry, my wife, will set that up in the schedule when it's convenient for you, and I'll come out and take a look at your needs.
Can we repeat that?
You bet.
The email address or the website?
It's just jgconstruction.com.
.com.
Yeah.
And then
the phone number 209-747-0481. That's my office. You'll get a hold of Terry.
Maybe something people. Do you have like a homeowner's tune-up sheet or like maintenance or something like that?
We actually have put something out like that before on Facebook.
Okay.
A little tune-up sheet.
Home maintenance awareness.
I could dig up something like that. I do a lot of home inspections.
Okay.
In fact, I just got done doing an inspection of a chimney and chimney flashing, and I think it was posted on Facebook.
Okay.
My little goofy little video.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that. So do you do home inspections?
Almost certainly.
So if I have a deal I need a home inspector for, you could come in.
I could come out and take a look. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Being that I'm a contractor, I have a contractor's eye to look for problems. I can see things that another person wouldn't see.
I just want a disclaimer. Some of the home inspectors have never been in contracting before in their life.
That's a fact.
They just took a class.
Right.
They don't. I mean, nothing against it, but they don't have the contractor's eye. It's like you want to go.
They're going to help you. They're going to find some things. They're going to see the obvious basic things that everybody's looking over.
Yeah.
But they don't have the specialty knowledge of electrical, plumbing. And what to look for with termites and dry rot and what can cause those problems before they happen.
So, what if somebody just wants you to come out and take a look at their house, do a home inspection? What do you charge for like a home
Typically, I charge $85 an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long does it typically take?
It can take anywhere from a couple hours to half a day. If you want me in the attic and in the crawl space, then it's going to take longer. If you want me to do a walkthrough in the house and the exterior of the house and any outside buildings, and have a good look at the electrical and dry rot, and also look for conditions that can cause problems before they do.
Okay.
That's ideal.
Okay.
You want to catch problems before they happen, and usually a home inspector won't catch those things. They're looking for things after the fact.
Okay. I will keep that in mind.
Yeah. And we do gutter cleaning. We do it all.
Terry says the home maintenance list is on Facebook.
See, I knew it was. I knew it was.
Yeah. You'll have to tag me in that. So thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, I love it.
Appreciate you.
Right.
I'll have to invite you out to DHS and actually probably have you out to Dignity's Alcove as well. Take a look at that facility. Right. Meet the vets out there.
I'd love to. Would love to.
So thank you very much.
That would be really nice. Cool. Yeah. I'm a vet myself, so
thank you for your service
out there.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I appreciate you for tuning in every week. And I just want to remind everybody, be kind to everybody, because you never know when you're going to touch somebody's life. But more importantly, you never know when they're going to touch yours. Have a great day, everybody.
And it makes your own life better, too.
Absolutely. Currency for the soul.
That's right. Right on. Okay.
Thank you, bud.
Oh, was it too...